Hey everyone, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm so happy that you've joined me. It is June 22nd, 2023 at about 4:30 in the morning. And I always promise to get these off to you before I get to sleep. I've had a busy couple days. And also want to let you know that, we start on a Saturday with a new master topic and we roll all the way through the week and we end on a Friday. So we've been talking about something very interesting, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I want to thank you guys for popping in. Um, if you're new and you see that QR code, well, scan it with your phone. You'll get to my link tree. If you're watching us, great. If you're listening to us, then just go to believemeachieve.com, which is where that'll take you. And I really want to thank you if you're watching us at 1 a.m., 1 p.m., 12 noon, 12 midnight, 10 a.m., 10 p.m., or 4 a.m., 4 p.m., whenever you choose to watch us. Thanks so much for making that a part of your motivational day. Really appreciate that. All right, so we're going to talk about the wise mind. We have today to talk about it. We have later today, which is Thursday, and then Friday. So let's talk about the wise mind. So the wise mind is all about, I should say, to be or not to be. Who said to be or not to be? Who said that? Anyone want to take a guess? Yes. So that was Hamlet's soliloquy, and it's something I remember from school. The full text is to be or not to be. That is the question. The famous "To Be or Not to Be" soliloquy comes from William Shakespeare's play Hamlet, written just around 1601, and it's spoken by Prince Hamlet in Act 3, Scene 1. It's 35 lines long, and if you are wondering the passage, let me read it to you. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is hair to, 'tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Ay, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes comedy of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contemplate, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and spurns, the patient merit of the unworthy tasks, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would Fairdales bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the knave hue of resolution is sickled or with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered. All right, so that was the exact quote from Hamlet's soliloquy, William Shakespeare's play, Hamlet. And I brought that up to you today because the question is to be. So, how do you just be when we're always analyzing things? Well, it's really simple. To be is to just be in the moment. Maybe you're outside and you're taking a walk, and that walk can mean so much more to you if you actually embrace it and let go. Sounds pretty straightforward, doesn't it? How do you enjoy life without judgment? How do you enjoy anything without judgment? Does it mean we shouldn't judge? No. I just want you to have times when you can enjoy something without ever trying to think about a judgment. So, what was Hamlet trying to tell us? Prince Hamlet thinks about life, death, and suicide. Specifically, he wonders whether it might be preferable to commit suicide to end one's suffering and leave behind the pain and agony associated with living. Though he believes he is alone when he speaks, King Claudius, his uncle, and Polonius, the king's counselor, are both in hiding, eavesdropping. The first line and the most famous of the soliloquy raises the arching question of the speech: to be or not to be, that is, to live or to die. Interestingly, Hamlet poses this as a question for all of humanity rather than for only himself. He begins by asking whether it's better to passively put up with life's pains. Gives us a lot to think about, doesn't it? But if we could just learn for a moment how to be, have you ever just sat somewhere and just really felt your heart and not judged it, but just noticed, was it pattering slow or pattering fast? And I don't want you to try to change it. I want you to just be aware of it. I think when we're aware of things, there's a difference. Hmm. So you all remember a while back, it's the slit experiment, which is really crazy. The double slit experiment said that the quantum physics is able to be a particle and a wave. Hmm. So in the experiment, they took this laser and it was pointed at typically non-reflective material, layered gold and glass, and coated in a tin oxide, commonly used in smartphone screens. A second laser was pointed at the material's surface, and the material's properties changed. Let me say this again. The first one, okay, was a laser that was shown at a typically non-reflective metal, the gold and the glass coated in a tin oxide. The second laser was pointed at the material's surface, and the material's properties changed, allowing it to reflect the first laser beam. But similar, the original double slit experiment, when the second laser was pulsed twice in quick succession, the reflected and first laser beams wavelengths became more complex. And it created something called the interference pattern. So when the second laser only pulsed once, the reflected laser's wavelength stayed one way, right? So I think in life, if we start to understand that observing makes things so. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and I say gentleman in a loose sense. And the person had said to me some words which were not appropriate. And I went back, just listened, and I said, that's not something I tolerate. And that's not something I'm going to allow. And you know what the person told me? John, you have no right to do that. I don't curse. You have no right because you're only the person performing the service. You're not the customer. And I got to thinking about that's a little bit wrong. And I said, sir, I don't care whether you have $1 or $1 billion to your name. It doesn't matter to me because it's about respect. It's about integrity, ethics. Unfortunately, many people in this world are always looking for a shortcut. So when I talk about to be, I just want you to observe and acknowledge what it is that's going on in your mind. If you're sitting on a park bench, what do you feel? What do you see? What do you smell? What can you touch? Or what can you taste if there's a delicious treat that you can purchase maybe or bring with you? Is it an ice cream cone? Is it a cookie, a cracker? Is it a cool breeze? Is it hearing kids or other people talk or have fun? So, finding your wise mind is what this whole week is about, in case you guys tuned in here late. Our wise mind is very astute and it gets better. But the best way to improve your wise mind is to give into the concept of doing nothing and just being for a few moments. Do that a couple times a day. You'll be astounded at the kind of results you get. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you. It's fantastic, amazing. Yes, it is Thursday morning, June 22nd, 2023. But this is actually June 21st, Wednesday's cast. So I hope that you'll definitely check this out. Be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space MRLAY Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase to help you work on it free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a cup of coffee, a bowl of fruit, or a delicious dessert plate. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll put them in new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to empower you to have the most incredible life. I hope you guys have an amazing night or morning. I'll see you a little bit later to cover our next, part about this very important topic, which you guys all know what it is, but how to find your wise mind. And when you start to learn how to find your wise mind, other people that are wise want to hang around you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself an amazing night, and I'll talk to you a little later tonight, okay? Be well, everyone. Take care.